Hello, hello, everybody. Can you guys hear me and see me okay? Say yes in the group chat if you can see us. And we should be connected to Facebook as well. I see that that is also live. Alrighty. I love when technology does what I want it to when I need it to. That's amazing. Alrighty. Josh, are you with us? Unmute yourself.
I'm here, but my video is not showing. It won't let me turn my video on.
Oh, well, alrighty then. Then I guess they'll have to look at me. If you can get that turned on, we would really appreciate that.
It says you can't start your video because the host has stopped it. Can you?
Yeah. Brandy says Pixar didn't happen. So we're going to have to see your face. All right. Well, you can work on that. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing kicked off. So we are live and I am recording. So this is not edited. This is a live streaming video that we're doing today. So welcome to week 2 of Escape Your Matrix. I feel like I'm like a host of a TV show or something. This is like really great practice. Maybe I'll go into reality TV after this. But just kidding. Thank you guys for all hopping on here today. We are super excited to have you. And Josh is going to be taking away the show here in a minute. He actually planned out his entire lesson. I was so proud of him, you guys. He planned his training on planning. I'm so stoked about this. He's also going to throw in a bunch of other little nuggets that you guys should definitely take some notes on for sure, because this training is amazing. I already looked at it and I'm excited about it. So without further ado, I want to bring up Josh, our CEO and founder of My Daily Choice. Josh, we already said hi on here, but
I'm here. I'm here. I sent you a Facebook message so you can see what it says here on Zoom. But yeah, just to say I'm super, super excited to be here. Thank you for including me in the Escape Your Matrix training, and really excited to share some wisdom today.
All right. Well, let me see if I can get your video in here. Hold on. Ooh, if I make you the host, let's try that. Okay. Ta-da, you're the host. Do you have video controls now? Hey, there we go.
Working.
All right.
Can you guys see me okay? Can you see me, hear me? Everybody throw a comment in the chat.
Now there's 2 of us.
Yeah, orders restored. Awesome.
Order's been restored. Okay, great. I was just giving technology this compliment, and here we had a technological problem. All right, anyway, are you ready, Joshua?
I'm ready.
All right, take it away.
I want to show you guys this cool cup first. Boom.
That is.
It says, the grass is always greener in Las Vegas. Really cool. Jen bought me that cup.
And it has a special grass inside of that cup.
Yes, it has some hemp plants in there. Awesome. Well,
all right, let's.
Why don't we get into it? So, Jen, do you want me to just start, going over the lesson plan, or do you want to?
Yeah, so we know that you are an expert planner because you've been this chess champion since, I don't know, since you were like 7 or something ridiculous. 7, something like that. He is the master at planning. If you guys have ever even seen Josh play chess, and I'm talking about chess, we're going to relate it to business. But if you've ever seen him play, he's got like 20 moves ahead already in his imagination before he's even done anything. It's really bizarre. I don't know how he even sees the whole chessboard the way he sees it, but literally he could be blindfolded. And I think you even said you've played blindfold chess before, right?
Yes, that's correct.
He plays blindfolded. So that means he's got this plan in his head before, it even happens, which is how he even told us MDC was going to blow up someday, and boom, he was right about that too, right? So we want to know what goes in your head when developing your plan. We want to know what is your thought process, and how did you become successful, not only once in MDC, but twice, because you became a top income earner in your last network marketing company when you were an affiliate. And then you came over and started MDC. You again became successful, again, within that 3 to 5 year period, which is, I know you're going to talk about. So what kind of planning do you suggest for the newest network marketer, or even for the seasoned network marketers, on how to put their plan together? Because last week we talked about goals. We talked about our vision boards and plan. And we didn't talk about planning yet, but we talked about before the plan. So now all these people that were with us last week, they have all their goals written down. They got their boards up. And now we're ready for how to make those goals come true, how to make our dreams come true. So you are the perfect person for this lesson, for sure. So we definitely want to know, how should we plan for our success? What are the steps we should take from the expert himself?
Well, I like a quote, and it's from Ben Franklin, and it's, if you fail to plan, then you're planning to fail. So I believe that planning is crucial for your success. I think it allows you to forecast how you're going to operate, your next moves. It helps keep you on track. It helps keep you focused on your goals. So if you've already created your goals, your plan is kind of your next step. How are you going to achieve your goals? What kind of plan are you going to create? And I think ultimately a really well thought out plan will help you maximize your overall success in the business. So just to relate it to chess, I mean, chess is kind of a crazy game. It's a mental game completely, and it's a game of planning. It's a game of planning. There's a little bit of memorization involved as well. But when I played tournament chess, and literally it's like a different world. Jen will tell you, she went to a chess tournament once, and these are like freaks of nature when it comes to, like, you want to see a lot of nerds in one room, go to a chess tournament. These are some smart people. So it's all about planning. Like, before I would go into a chess tournament, in the chess world, there's a online library where you can go online and all of the chess games that have been played are recorded. So what I would do is I would pull up all of the previous games that my opponents played, because they would, you would know who your opponents are before you had to play them. So, when you get the, the tournament list and you see who your opponent is, I'd go online and I would look up their games, and I would formulate a plan before I played them. I would look at their playing style. I would look for holes in their game so that, when it comes time to play them, I'm already prepared. I already know how I'm going to execute and how I'm going to win the game. So, I think when you're prepared and you have a plan, you're in a much better position to win whatever game you're playing. In this case, we're not playing chess. We're playing network marketing. And it's very similar because as an entrepreneur, as a network marketer, you need to have a plan. Now, you're not looking up opponents' games or anything like that, but we need to have a business plan. And before you start any business, that's what you're doing, is you're creating a business plan. And if you look up the definition of a business plan, it's a document that states your objectives and your strategy for achieving, your goals as a business. So I have always said that when affiliates get involved in our business, it's crucial to have a business plan. So my question that I would pose to some of you guys that are joining tonight is, do you currently have a business plan for our network marketing business? Do you have a plan, to go to market? And that's what we're going to, get into. So maybe we can get some comments going. Maybe you can raise your hand if you, need help with your plan. And if you're ready to, maybe reformulate your plan or make a couple tweaks so that you can maximize your success in the business. Let's see, we've got, I need help, no business plan. I do not have a business plan. We need help with a plan. So the consensus is that a lot of people, they get into the business, they're excited about the products, they're excited about the opportunity, but now it's time to get serious about our plan. So Jen, you want me to go into any of that, or?
Actually, I was just going to say that we're actually running a poll right now in this Zoom chat. So if you guys see the poll in progress, it's, do you have a game plan for your business? 38%, it just said 39. Somebody changed their mind. They're like, I had a plan. I don't know. Now that Josh said that, I'm not so sure. Okay, so 38% say yes. And then 62% say not yet, but I'm ready to learn. So it's a common thing out there to not have a plan. We get so excited with our goals that like when somebody says, all right, great, what's your plan? What are you going to do in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? I'm going to be a millionaire. Oh, great. How are you going to get there? I'm going to win the lotto or I'm going to try this MLM thing or whatever. So anyway, I'm super excited. So let's go ahead and continue with our training.
Awesome. So I think the first type of planning that's required in network marketing is you need a commitment plan. I think that's one of the most powerful things you can do is make a commitment that, hey, I just got into this business. I'm now a business owner, and I'm going to commit that it's going to take me a little bit of time to achieve my goals. It's going to take me a little bit of time to climb through the ranks, and just understand that, network marketing is really, it's a mental game, just kind of like chess, right? It's a game of knowing how to deal with rejection, knowing how to go through the ups and downs and the roller coasters of being an entrepreneur, and committing that, you're going to treat this like a marathon, not just sprinting to the finish line. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, or you get in for, 30 days, see if you make money. That's not the type of planning that successful professional network marketers, plan before they get involved. They say, I'm going to commit to this thing 3 to 5 years. I'm going to work it hard. I'm going to get in the trenches, and then I'm going to look back and evaluate my success. So I've been preaching this for probably 10 years now. I think it's one of the most important things is, you have to make a really strong commitment that the day you join, you're going to commit into a time frame that you're going to give the business enough time to materialize as it's building, as it's growing, as it's expanding. So that's the first plan that you need, is a commitment plan that you're here for the long term. You're gonna give it an honest shot, and big businesses aren't built overnight. So a lot of people kind of have this misconception that you can just get in and have a ton of success right out of the gate. And it's not always like that. It takes time to develop, takes time for your leaders to grow, takes time to create some duplication. So that's the first thing you need, is a commitment plan. Anything you want to add to that, Jen, before I go on to the next one?
No, I just know that when I was first starting in my daily choice, I hadn't committed to any business before that. I had been in 8 or 7 or something different MLMs. I tried them all, thought I was like, okay, there's something wrong with this one, so I'm going to go try this one. And then I tried that one, and then there was something wrong with the comp plan, and then there was something wrong with that. And my commitment was just, well, I'm going to be successful someday. But it wasn't like, I'm going to commit no matter what challenges I face, because it was always, when the going got tough, I got going. And it wasn't until I joined MDC that I really decided, I have to do this. I don't even have a choice. Josh, I can't leave Josh, so I have to stay. It's embedded.
Good.
I had forced commitment, but it worked. And there were so many times where I saw my check go up, I saw it go down, and I'm like, I'm still trying to figure out how to make this work. But without a commitment, there's no way I would have succeeded, because the hard times would have ended my business long before HempWorks even existed. And if it wasn't for commitment, there would be no HempWorks. So I second that for sure.
Awesome. I think the second plan that's crucial, and Jen's a master at this, but you need a personal development plan. I've always said that network marketing is a personal growth journey with a compensation plan attached. It's true. The people in this industry who are constantly working on themselves, bettering themselves, and taking their game to the next level are the ones that are creating the most success. And being that this is the type of industry where you have to lead people, right? That's what network marketing is you're leading people to the finish line. You're teaching them, when you become a sponsor, you have a responsibility to the people that you've brought into the business. So being that you're in a leadership role, you have to learn about leadership. You have to learn about personal development. And I think one of the biggest killers for some people in network marketing is they don't take personal development seriously. And when you don't take personal development seriously, it's almost like you're capping your knowledge here, so you can never get to the next level, and you can never teach your people to get to a higher level than you, because you're not pushing the throttle. So I guess a good question to ask yourself is, what's your personal development plan? How many books are you reading about leadership, about network marketing, about the law of attraction, about living in abundance? Who are you following on social media? Are you following top trainers in the industry, or are you following people that are full of drama and want to post about, negative stuff all day? What are you surrounding yourself with on a daily basis that's going to help you give value and bring content to people? So I've always said personal development's huge. You have to learn from others and then apply that to your business. And you got to up your game. And I think a really good example of this is just an analogy that I heard once, but a motivational speaker went into a football locker room, and he put a ruler stick, and he told the football players to jump over the ruler stick. So he had the ruler stick out, and player after player is just jumping over it. And each player jumped right to where the ruler stick was, which wasn't that high off the ground. So it's kind of interesting, right? Because here you have these 6 foot, huge football players, and you know that they can jump way higher than where he set the bar. But they didn't. Why didn't they do it? Because that's where the bar was set. So the point is if you continuously set your bar higher, if you take the lid off of where you are as a leader and you get to the next level, naturally the people that are following you, that are in your organization, they're going to follow suit. They're forced to, because you're going to be giving that value and that content to them. So that's one of the best things that you can do. And Jen's a master of that too. She's constantly doing personal development, reading books, just absorbing knowledge, and then sharing that knowledge, with her, close leaders, friends, and the people that follow her. So, Jen, I think you're a master of personal development as well, but I think it's super important that people have a personal development plan.
So yeah, I have something to say about that, I guess. I was in an interesting experience in my early adult life. I touched on that in the last video, but I didn't have a lot of guidance. I didn't know what I was supposed to do as an adult. So I looked to the library for answers, basically. I just dove into the books because I knew that I didn't know enough to get to the next level. I knew I didn't have the right mindset. I didn't have the right attitude. My mind was closed. I had my mind made up on everything in the world, and it was this way or that way, and there was no middle ground. There's no room for growth. And until I started challenging myself to think outside the box or past the ruler stick, I couldn't really grow. And because I couldn't grow, my business couldn't grow, because I had no value to give these people. They all wanted to learn how to become successful, and I couldn't teach them because I hadn't decided to change my own self. So if you're not committed to your personal development, you don't have a personal development plan, you're going to have a really tough time making it really happen for you in this industry. Having a plan for personal development, because it's not like a natural thing that people do when they wake up in the morning. First thing you do when you wake up is rush off to the shower, go eat breakfast. You're already in that routine. But if you wake up in the morning and part of your plan in the morning is to read just 20 minutes or get up 20 minutes earlier before you go to bed and just put some good information in your head before you go to sleep at night or when you first wake up in the morning, that really can change somebody's business, because you're putting in a lot of positivity in your brain before you go out there and slay those dragons, before you hit the streets in your business and do whatever. You have to build a shield of armor around you to be in this business because of all the criticism that we get, right? I mean, oh, you're in a pyramid scheme, or, oh, is this one of those MLMs? Like, how am I going to convince my friends and family? If you're not doing personal development, you're doing your business, you're going into battle without any armor. How are you going to fight these negative people? How are you going to respond to them if you haven't learned to polish yourself as a leader, as somebody confident in themselves, somebody that believes in their worth, somebody that believes that they deserve success? If you don't have that energy about you, that you're confident in yourself and that you're going to take this to the next level with or without them, if they don't feel like they're missing something by not being in your business, then you have to work on yourself so that you can show up for work every day with your armor on and prepared for battle. So that's my analogy, I guess, for having that personal development plan. Every morning when you wake up, you've got to put your armor on, right? And if you haven't done that, then you're going out into the day with the same level of mindset that you had yesterday without any good information in the forefront of your head, right? So I'm going to just add that. I'm going to second what you said and add my little twist on that. So
and just to say that's brilliant, with the armor, because as an entrepreneur, what you guys have to realize is it's not all sunshine and rainbows. You're going to have hard days. There's going to be days where your plan gets derailed. There's going to be days where things don't go as planned. You're going to have, maybe some rejection, or maybe, you had this great idea and this great plan and it didn't work out. So being involved in personal development and learning and growing is a great way to set yourself up for success, so that when those things happen, you know how to deal with it as a professional leader and not react emotionally and then derail your plan even more. I would say that the next plan that's crucial is you need a exposure plan. So we have a commitment plan, a personal development plan, you need an exposure plan. There's 2 doors to the money in network marketing. That's really it. Network marketing is simple. It's not like this complicated concept. It's really simple. We find people who want to become customers to enjoy our products. That's one way to make money. Another way to make money is we find affiliates who want to enjoy our products, who also want to go market our products. Those are the 2 doors to the money in probably every network marketing company. Is you're getting customers and you're getting affiliates, or you're getting business builders. So being that, we're getting customers and we're getting affiliates, how do we do that? That's through exposures. That's through presentations. That's through generating leads. That's through driving traffic. That's through having conversations. That's through talking to people. And that is one of the most important plans that you could possibly have, because there's a lot of people in network marketing that are hyper technical, right? They get into the business and they go into like technical mode. They have an engineer mentality. So it's like, I got to build my sales binder. I got to, print everything out. I have, do all these things. And really what they should be thinking about is, how am I going to have a grand opening? How am I going to tell people that I'm now in business, right? That's like probably the most important thing is, if you can develop your plan for how you're going to talk to people, and there's a lot of ways to do it. There's warm market, there's cold market, there's social media. There's so many ways that you can tell people you're in your business. If you've got one of these cell phones, which I'm sure you do, that's a tool right there to tell people you're in business. You can pull up your contacts, and there's probably a bunch of contacts in there that you didn't even remember they were contacts, and they could be perfect for the business. So you have to develop your exposure plan. And I like simplicity when it comes to exposure plan, because when people think exposures, they think I have to talk to thousands of people in order to make money. It's not the case. Instead of putting a number out there for like, I'm going to talk to 10,000 people, what's worked for me in the past is a simple, achievable, attainable number that you can hit every day. Something that is reasonable, so that you don't set yourself up for failure. So as an example, you could say, I'm going to talk to 10 new people per day about the business. Just 10. 10, you got however many hours in a day to talk to 10 new people. And that could be a combination between your friends, family, on social media, different advertising strategies, but you're going to expose 10 people a day. And if you're consistent with your exposure plan, then you're going to increase your chances of success for having more enrollments. So that would be the next plan, is you got to have your exposure plan. Anything you want to add to that, Jen, before I keep going?
Just honestly, when we first launched My Daily Choice, I went on YouTube, I went on Facebook, I went on Twitter, I went on every social media I could come up with, and was like, hey, we are live, we are in business, like, here's my link, everybody get, rush to this party. I exposed a lot of people in the very beginning, and even still, you have to have a constant flow of leads in your business. And that's something that really never changes in network marketing. You have to always consistently show people what your business is all about.
Yeah, I've always, one of my mentors said, he said, Josh, one of the killers in MLM is that when people run out of people to talk to, they quit the business. They stop paying their auto ship, they're out. When they run out of people to talk to. So I've always thought, well, if I can just teach my team ways to never run out of people to talk to, then they'd never quit, right? So that's part of building the exposure plan, which is crucial for your success. After the exposure plan, you need a team building plan. So now we're going from commitment to personal development to exposures to now you need a plan for how you're going to grow your organization, how you're going to build a team, how you're going to create duplication. So there's a bunch of different strategies, but what's most important is MLM is like a team sport, right? It's like you have a volunteer army of people. And being that you have a bunch of people in your organization, you have to have a plan for how you're going to educate them, how you're going to train them, how you're going to motivate them to achieve the highest levels of achievement in the business. And Todd Falcone said this at our convention, or actually it was on one of our webinars, that you have to put deposits into your team in order to get withdrawals, right? So it's like, if you have this big organization, you know, how often are you communicating with them? How often are you depositing, you know, into your group? Are you bringing value to them? Are you incentivizing them? You know, we have a lot of great leaders in the business that run their own promotions. They run their own promotions. They do their own recognition. They have their own plan for how they're going to rally a bunch of people behind the same message. So that would be the next plan, is your team building plan. Jen, you were really great at that too, with your group that you ran with the Titans, with how you took, you know, a small group of people, created a plan, and went out and they all crushed it.
My secret to building a team has always been to gather people that have the same vision. And really, if you want to create a movement, you have to sell the vision. And, you know, I know that's not really a planning topic, but when you're building your team, think about not just what products you're selling or what comp plan you're going to be a part of, but also what your vision is. What is your team rooting for? You know, what is your mascot? You know, you think team, you think sport, you think, you know, we're all winning together. It shouldn't be a place where we all just, you know, sit around and talk on social media, but where are we planning our successes? Where are we planning our next team trip, you know, or whatever? It's all about just kind of coming together and building those relationships.
Yeah, I think it boils down to culture too. It's like, you know, if you're running an organization, you want to build culture. You want people to be proud that they're in your team and that they're a part of something bigger than just buying a product and, you know, offering an opportunity, that they're part of something bigger than themselves. So I think that's definitely an important part as you're building your plans. And the last plan that I think you need for sure is you need a plan for when your plan doesn't work. I know that sounds weird, but it's true. Like when it comes to planning, you don't need the entire plan laid out from start to finish. No one has a crystal ball. You know, we're not oracles. We don't know what's going to happen 2 months from now. We don't know who we're going to run into, you know, who's going to join the business, who's going to leave the business. We don't know what the future always looks like, right? But if you have a plan for when your plan doesn't work, or when you're going to experience rejection, or when your plan gets, you know, derailed, then you know the next moves that you need to make. So it's like, if your plan doesn't work out, you don't need to change your goals. You don't need to change your dreams. You just need a new plan. So you need a backup plan for when your original plan doesn't work, so that you're always prepared. Anything you want to add to that?
No, keep going. You're good.
Okay. So then once you have all of your plans, then you need to ask yourself, you know, will all of these plans help me achieve my goals? So Jen, you guys did goals last week, right?
Yes. Right.
So last week you guys did goals. You're writing down your goals. You're building your wish boards. So now you need to ask yourself, once you've, you know, after this training, once you've built out your commitment plan, your personal development plan, your exposure plan, your plan for when your plan doesn't work, once you have all those plans, then ask yourself, are these plans going to help me achieve my goals? I'm ready for the next topic if you are.
I'm actually really excited for the next topic. So that was topic 1, was all about failure to plan, and also what type of planning required in network marketing. So now we get to go into the actual blueprint, which, if you guys aren't taking notes right now, now is a really good time to grab a piece of paper and a pen, because Josh is going to break it down for us on how to work backwards. Like, if you want to hit 10K, how do you do that? If you want to hit 25K, how do you do that? I mean, this is the biggest question everybody has. How do I rank up? So we're going to talk about how to actually do it and what everybody's plan should be if you have any intention on getting to the top of the comp plan. So All right, Josh, you're ready for
Yeah,
this.
I love talking about this topic because I think it's so practical to what we go through as networkers on a day-to-day basis. We're all looking for how to get to the finish line, how to get to the highest levels of achievement in the comp plan. And I really believe in the power of four, and I believe in the power of duplication. Network marketing was built on duplication. That's the model. It's people telling people who are telling more people who are telling more people until everybody knows about it. That's the power of the network marketing business model. That's why it works. So I believe in the power of four. It's simple, it's duplicatable. And when I say the power of four, I'm talking about as an affiliate, you're enrolling four people into the business and then teaching them the same strategies you use to enroll your four people. And if you duplicate that enough through a certain number of levels through your organization, it's massive what can happen to your group. So even though there's people in the company that recruit hundreds of people personally, or even thousands of people, you don't have to do that to make a lot of money in network marketing. You can recruit four people, and through the right strategies, you can drive a massive network. Now, I'm not saying this is what you have to do to make money. We've got earnings disclaimers that you can look at. I'm giving you a practical strategy that you can use and apply to your business as you're creating your plan, so that you have your eyes set on the bigger picture. So once again, if you enroll four people, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, teach them to do the same thing, and you continue to duplicate that. If you make that your message of enrolling four and teaching everybody in your team how to do that, the duplication is insane. And what's kind of nice about four in our compensation plan is it's kind of the magic number, because four people could help the brand new person get into profit. It earns them a share in the bonus pool. And if they have their rotator set to alternate, two of those people are going on their left leg and two of those people are going on their right leg. So they're already balanced with the four people that they've enrolled, two on the left and two on the right. So let's just, I'm a numbers person, so I'll give you guys some numbers that'll probably blow you away. Let's go through level one, okay? Level one is you enroll four. That's you personally enrolling four people into the business. And then you take those four people and you teach them to do the same exact thing. Well, what happens? Now you have 16 people in your organization, right? You have 16 people that have now joined because you've taught them how to enroll four. Let's say you take those 16 people and you duplicate it again. So now you'd be on level 3, right? Because level 1 was 4, level 2 was 16, and now you're teaching those 16 to enroll 4. Now you have 64 people just duplicating it 3 times. 64 people, that's a lot of people. And let me just say this, if those 64 people came in on a director pack in our compensation plan at 100 BV, that's 6,400 in business volume, which is enough volume for 5K affiliate. So just duplicating it 3 times, you're already at 5K affiliate. Now, it gets a little crazier. If you took those 64 people and you did it again, you have 256 people. Okay, 256 people at a director pack is 25,000 plus in volume. Now you're pushing towards 25K, and that's just doing it 4 times. Duplicating it through 4 levels. If you did it again on level 5, you now have 1,024 new people. So 1,024 at a director pack would be a 100K affiliate, right? And we're just talking about the power of 4 getting 4 getting 4, through 5 levels, 100K in volume if they all came in at the director pack. So let's do it. It gets crazy after level 5 because the power is in duplication. As it keeps duplicating, it gets crazier and crazier and crazier. So if you go from level 5 to level 6, if you teach 1,024 people to do the same thing, you have 4,096 people. If you did it on level 7, you have 16,384 new people. It's a lot of people. You do it again on level 8, you're at 65,536 people. You do it again. You do it again on level 9, you're at 262,000 people. And you do it again on level 10, you're at 1,048,576 people. So just through 10 levels of duplicating 4, and we'll get this posted. I'll actually, I'll copy this and throw it in here just so you can see the numbers. I mean, you're at over 1 million people in your organization just by teaching people to go out and get 4 and duplicate that. So the point in all of this is simplicity, is to build a big network in network marketing. You don't have to be a master recruiter. You don't have to be the guy or the gal that goes out there that recruits thousands of people. All you have to do is teach a simple system and educate your team. And like we were saying, plug into your people, have a plan for how you're gonna duplicate that. So it doesn't have to be complicated. You don't have to be a master salesperson or anything like that. Just keep it simple and leverage the power of 4. So Jen, anything you want to say to that?
That is amazing. And I wish I knew about that a long time ago. But as you can see, duplicating yourself 10 times pushes you right at super affiliate. If you stick to the model or the power of 4, like that's amazing. And
now look, let's just say this real quick. Not everybody's going to do it. Not everybody's going to go out, and you're never going to build a perfect 4x4 team through 10 levels. It's never going to happen that way. But look at these numbers. We're talking about 1 million people. Even if you were 90% wrong, only 10% right. You only got 10% of the model right through 10 levels, you'd still have 100,000 people in your organization. So it's not about nailing it like to the T, every single person. Like you don't have to, X people out of your life if they don't get 4. But the point is if you promote that as your duplication model, you increase your chances of duplication.
Yeah, exactly. And what I like about that model is, especially if you set your leg in the back office, for those of you who are not in our business and you're seeing this, you're like, what are you talking about? But if you're building a binary, on 2 on each side, 2 on this side, and you keep on duplicating that out, you ideally have a balanced team. And that's what you want. So that's amazing. That's such an easy way of teaching how to do this. So thank you so much for sharing that. Keep it simple, right?
Keep it simple.
All right. Moving on.
Awesome. So the next thing that I think is crucial with planning, and that kind of ties into all of this, is taking responsibility. I think as a entrepreneur, and I have a little bit of a different, perspective on it, but one of the observations I've seen in the industry is that people who attempt network marketing for the first time, they have expectations of what they've experienced working at their job, or maybe doing a traditional business. So it's a little bit different. It's a different mindset. And ultimately, your mindset about this business can make or break your success. So, my advice to you would be to take responsibility of your business, and you have to start thinking like a successful entrepreneur, and not a job person that just is, told what to do. And not to knock jobs or traditional businesses at all. That's not what I'm getting at. But network marketing is a different animal. Entrepreneurship's hard. It's not like I said, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. There are ups and downs. It's not just like get rich quick or anything like that. So being that that's the case and that's the environment, you have to take responsibility for your business. You are now a business owner. And a lot of people don't understand that when they get into network marketing. They have a website, they have an ID number, right? But they are a business owner. On paper, they're 1099. No one tells them what their hours are. So you make your own hours. You're your own boss. You report your own taxes. You make a decision on how you want to build the business. You have a ton of freedom and leniency. You're setting your own hours. Your upline doesn't build the business for you, and you have to rely on your own efforts for your paycheck. So your income's not guaranteed. So being that that's the case, you got to treat it like a business and not like not like a hobby or just a side thing or a try it out and see if it works thing. You gotta treat it like a real business. And when I've evaluated what successful network marketers have in common, it's very apparent that they all take responsibility for their business. They're always positive. They've got a strong mental ability to see the light at the end of the tunnel, even when there's tough, challenging, or difficult positions that they're in. They pay their auto ship. They lead by example. They go out. They gather customers. They take full responsibility. They don't rely on their upline to just hold their hand and do all the work. They focus on solutions. They don't focus on problems. They focus on the good. They don't focus on drama. Many of the networkers that I've seen that are successful, they're traveling to their organizations. They're building culture with their teams. And those are just some of the things that I've seen when I've evaluated some of the common, traits of successful network marketers. So I think taking responsibility is a really important step. And the most important decision that you have to make when you join a network marketing company is not just joining, right? Anybody can write a check. Anybody can swipe a credit card to join. That is not the commitment. The commitment starts when you take responsibility for the business. So I always break it down into two phases. One phase is when people join the business. And just because people join the business doesn't mean they've taken responsibility for it yet, because in network marketing, there's a high attrition rate, right? People join and then they quit just as fast as they joined. So being that that's the case, you want to really focus on taking responsibility and, making sure that, you're doing the things that are best practices to maximize your success. And it's, once again, a lot of it's a mental game. A lot of it's your mindset. But it's an important shift that I had to make, Jen had to make, and every other successful network marketers had to make to get to the highest levels of achievement.
Yeah, and just to touch on that, just to relate it back to planning, when you start your job for the first time, you have a new job itinerary where your training is all mapped out for you. You show up at 7 a.m. and you wear this, and your break is going to be at this time. And your whole plan for the day is already given to you, right? This is when you can pee. This is when you can leave the facility if you want to get paid appropriately, right? And this is what you can do. So here's your plan for the whole day. When you're an entrepreneur, it doesn't come with instructions. It doesn't come with an itinerary for the whole day. It doesn't come with a plan mapped out, which is why we're talking about this right now. So when Josh is saying take responsibility for your business, he's saying more like write down what you're going to be doing. How are you going to get to these 10 levels of duplication? How are you going to map out your entire day? When you wake up in the morning, what are your hours? When are you going to start working? At what time are you going to start making your calls? If you're doing mentoring, what are those hours? When are you going to do that? Because if you don't actually plan those things out, they may never happen. You may just wake up and say, wow, I like being in my pajamas. This is kind of cool working from home. Maybe I'll watch some Netflix now and then I'll work later. And then they say, this business doesn't work. Or because you just failed to plan and you forgot to take responsibility that if you're going to make money in this industry, you have to put it to work. So just wanted to touch on that.
Also, another thing just to add to that I think is really important is don't buy into somebody else's plan. Like, we all have our own journey in this business. And, I had to experience this in a little bit different than just being an affiliate, but being an owner early on in the business. There were other companies that were launching. There were other people that had similar products. And, one of the things that I always avoided was comparing my plan to their plan. I didn't want to buy into anybody else's plan because, I wanted my own journey. I wanted my own plan. I don't care what their plan is. I care what my plan is and how I'm going to get to the highest level. So sometimes you bring people into the business and they tell you their plan, and then you buy into their plan and you forget about your plan that you originally wrote. You wrote down your plan when you first joined, and then somebody else came in and boom, they got into your head and now you've got a different plan. So don't buy into somebody else's plan. Write your plan down, stick to your plan, and then see your plan through.
I agree. I second that.
Awesome. So the next topic, are we ready for that?
I'm ready.
Okay, so the next topic that we're going to talk about is removing distractions. I think one of the challenges, especially in today's day and age, is all of the distractions that that come up every day. And I think a lot of people, they get into network marketing and they feel like, I don't know why this is, but they feel like for some reason they have to reinvent the wheel, and then they get frustrated and then they realize, like, man, I spent a lot of time, I've spent money, I've put all these resources into it and it all went to waste. So my philosophy has always been, if something isn't broken, don't try to fix it. Like when before I got into network marketing, when I went to, like, if I applied to get a sales job, and I worked for a couple different sales jobs that I had, and one of them was a insurance or employee benefits sales job with Aflac. And when I was doing that, I went to the top person at that building and said, "Teach me everything you know. I don't want to mess anything up. I don't want to do it my own way. Teach me how you got to that level so that I can follow it." I was really good at following a system that already worked, that was already proven. And the worst thing you can do is, especially if you're brand new and you don't have a lot of experience in network marketing, is trying to create your own system, trying to create your own way of doing the business. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have freedom. I'm not saying that you can't get creative or anything like that. I'm saying that if there's already a system in place, if there's already a blueprint in place, focus on that. Don't focus on other things that are going to distract you. Couple distractions, right? Becoming a graphic designer is a distraction, right? It's a distraction. Getting into the business and then feeling like you have to take it upon yourself to be a designer and a web developer. And by the way, those things are not things that are going to be instant gratification that generate you income. And it goes back to your plan with exposure. Remember, an exposure plan. So becoming a graphic designer, building your own sales binder, making all of your own marketing materials, writing long sales emails, researching tons of different strategies, creating websites, creating all kinds of stuff. And then by the end of that, you're like, crap, I've spent 90 days of my time, haven't made any money. And what am I doing? So don't reinvent the wheel. Keep it simple. And I've always taught, I was taught, and I teach this, is, pique somebody's interest about the business. Like, Jen and I, we were at one of the hotels on the Strip the other night, and it was so simple to start a conversation about our business and our products. Like we didn't have to sell, we didn't have to convince. It was like, especially with hemp, all you have to do is tell people you are in this type of industry, and they're going to ask you about it. You don't need a fancy marketing, gimmick or, anything like that at all. All you got to do is talk to people. So I was always taught to pique interest, get them pre-enrolled into the system, let the system do a lot of the heavy lifting for you. The system has a presentation, tells them about the products, tells them about the opportunity, tells them about the compensation plan, teaches them the difference between a preferred customer and an affiliate and how they can get started. Let the system do all of the work. Use the tools that are in place. So don't reinvent the wheel. Don't get distracted with non-money making, non-income producing activities. Focus on the things that are going to create exposures and help you generate real business volume, and not things that are just going to waste your time. And listen, if people have questions, it's going to happen. They're going to pre-enroll, and then they're going to say, well, what about this? What about this? How's this work? What about this? And then a lot of people, get distracted in that, and they have like a Q&A session with people. And not to say that, that's not okay, but I believe that, if you're going to build this thing fast, and if you're going to create massive success, you need to plan for how you're going to deal with, managing all the different leads and some of the questions you're going to be asked. So I was always taught to point people to the information, point them to the information, be the messenger, don't be the message. So when someone says how the products work, boom, point them to the product page. How does the opportunity or the comp plan work? Boom, point them to the opportunity page. How's the system work? Boom, point them to the system page. Learn how to facilitate and not be the person that is selling and convincing. Learn how to be a facilitator where you're getting them to the right information and maximizing your time. Anything you want to?
Yeah, I was actually going to say that I'm totally guilty of doing this. When I first got started and even later, I tried to learn how to do everything myself, even though we had everything I already needed. And it honestly wasn't until HempWorks started because I didn't have time to mess around with creating, all these fancy images. I didn't have time to like have a custom website or anything like that. And to this day, I still don't have a website. I've had one and then it's just like, I don't know. I don't even have a website. If you go to my website now, it goes to a capture page. So using the tools really do work. And if you understand the timing of this industry that we're in this cannabis industry, the timing is now. If you're wasting your time learning how to code your own like capture page and doing all this stuff like custom or whatever, you're wasting your time because you're missing the opportunity. The opportunity is right now. Just use the tools, get in there. Don't let it be the reason for your plan to fail. Just let it be the reason that you succeed.
Yeah, it's kind of like a good analogy is it's like kind of like you're on a road trip, right? You're on a road trip. You're so excited about this new road trip that you're on. You get your phone out, you plug it into your GPS, you're ready to start driving. You got your whole family with you. You're taking everybody for the ride to the finish line. All you have to do is focus on getting to the destination. That's it. Is from point A to point B, from where you start to where you finish. And when you start to have these distractions along the way, it's like a detour. Instead of going to the finish line, you're taking a detour over here. You're taking a detour over there. And all you're doing is wasting your time. And we've experienced this when we go to California. When we go back and forth from California to Nevada, when we take one stop, just one stop, it could add like an extra 3 hours to our trip. And it's much faster when we just power through the whole drive. So in your business, you got to look at it the same way. It's like you're if you're brand new and you just got started and you have your plan and your eyes set on a certain rank, or a certain income level or a certain number of people that you want to help, get to the top of the company. That's what you need to focus on getting to the finish line with, not all the detours in between, not, people that are negative on social media, not, getting distracted in building sales materials or wasting your time trying to reinvent the wheel, or non-money making activities. Get right to the finish line and see your plan through.
Awesome. Last topic, and then we're gonna wrap this up.
Okay, we got 7 minutes left. So next topic we're going to talk about is leveling up. Okay, leveling up in chess. When I was brand new, and didn't really know, the game real well. It was my dream to just be called an intermediate player. I just wanted to be like kind of good. I didn't want to be like amazing. I just wanted to be like kind of good. I wanted to be able to hold my own. And then when I was able to hold my own, it was like I leveled up. I had to recreate new goals because I got to that level, right? I got to that level, and now I wanted to become an advanced player. So I became intermediate, and then I wanted to become advanced. I wanted to hang with, the guys that were really good. And then when I became advanced, I wanted to become an expert. When I became an expert, I wanted to become a master, and so on and so on and so on. So just like in chess, in our business, we want to level up as well. If you came in as a builder, maybe your eyes are set on upgrading and becoming an executive one day, or bringing in enough customers to, become a director or an executive. Or maybe your eyes are set on, hitting 5K or hitting 10K or hitting the top of the compensation plan. So I think a common mistake that some network marketers make is when they achieve a rank in a network marketing company, they get a sense that they've arrived, like they're done. Time to get comfortable, time to take the foot off the pedal, time to take it easy. And I've always believed that the worst thing you can do as an entrepreneur is be comfortable. Seriously, be comfortable with what, sometimes when you're uncomfortable, it's actually better because you're more motivated to get to the next level, you know? So I always believe that no matter what, you should be trying to level up. Now, how do we level up? You know, how do we level up? Well, there's a couple of different phases, right? One phase is you're getting your feet wet in the business. So this could apply to some of you. Maybe you're brand new, you're trying the products out, you're loving the products, you're loving the culture. You've gone out, you started to talk to a few people, you're just excited. You're excited to be here. That's fine. That's maybe level one. And you're waiting to see what happens. You're waiting to see how things go. Now, level two or phase two would be you're getting more serious about the business. So now you've gone from, you know, just being curious and excited to now being serious. And when you're serious, you're building your plan, like we talked about. You're talking to more people. You're dedicating more time to the business. And for some people, they're making some important life decisions, you know? So I would say that would be, you know, level two or phase two is you're getting really serious. When you get really serious, then the next level would be you're starting to achieve ranks. You're starting to climb through the compensation plan. And this is typically, you know, activities would include doing a lot of conference calls, using the system, creating success stories, recognizing people in your organization, starting to create momentum. You know, you're at like level three, phase three. It's starting to work out for you, starting to make more money. Things are starting to go in your direction. You may have achieved a new level of income or lifestyle that you didn't have before. And then I would say that the phase after that is starting to break ranks in your organization. So network marketing is an interesting game. It's not just about you. And I had to learn this early on. When I got into network marketing, I thought it was all about me. I was like, I'm broke. I need this. And it was all about me. And it wasn't until I learned that it's not actually about me. It's about how many people that I can help to create success like I've had. And that's a transition that a lot of people have to make in network marketing, is when you make that commitment and you create a plan of how many people you're going to help in your organization. That's when you go from just achieving ranks yourself to hitting the highest levels in the business. So breaking ranks, you're building up your leaders, you're edifying them, you're creating duplication, you're promoting people, you're recognizing people, you're celebrating with your team, you're creating a winning culture, you're helping them become unstoppable. So that would be phase four, you know. And after that, I think one of the last, you know, phases would be becoming a true professional in this industry, breaking records, having to set even higher goals because you've achieved everything on your wish board. You've already completed everything. So now you have to create new goals and a new plan. You know, you may have already hit the top rank in the company. So now what? You don't want to just stop. It's not over just because you hit the top rank. Look, my first company I was in, I hit the top rank very early. I was one of the first people to hit, you know, the top 3 ranks in the company. But just because you hit a rank doesn't mean you're done. You know, there's still higher levels of achievement just than, you know, being ranked. You know, how many people in your organization are, you know, 5K affiliate, 10K affiliate? How many super affiliates do you have? Imagine if that was your plan. If you hit the top of the comp plan, and then your goal now becomes to have 10 people frontline to you that also hit the top of the comp plan, there's always a higher level of achievement that you can level up from where you're already at. So I guess the message, Jenna, would be to think about where you're at right now, and then think about where you really, really want to be, and then make a commitment that you're going to continue to level up and never get comfortable. Just because, you know, you had this amazing achievement, it doesn't mean that there's not a next level or a higher level. There's always something greater that you can achieve. And, you know, you'll start to realize that as you level up. And a good sign that you're leveling up is when your goals and your visions start to get bigger and bigger.
And not just that, but once you hit the top, your job is now to pay it forward, right? What was the quote that you created before we went live?
Oh, yeah. It was, your mission isn't complete until you've duplicated your own success. Once you've created this amazing achievement as a network marketer, once you've hit the top of the comp plan and you have this amazing income and lifestyle and all of these things, the next step is duplicating your own success, teaching people in your group how to do the same thing. Isn't that what it's all about? Is helping people, get to the finish line. We all want to do that. And honestly, the more people you help in the business, the higher rank you're going to hit, the more income you're going to make. It's all about helping people. And it isn't until people realize that, until they can really get to the top. So my style as a networker, has always been is as soon as I get to a certain level of success, my mission changes from my own success to now taking my people and duplicating exactly what I've achieved. Because it's not just about me, right? It's not just about you. If you have a team, guess what? You're responsible for that team. You're their coach. It's like football, right? You're their football coach. You want to lead them to the Super Bowl. You want to be knocked off in the playoffs. You want to lead them to the final game where they get to achieve the same success that you've had. So yeah, that's what you should focus on.
Well, that pretty much concludes our time for today. Thank you guys so much for hopping on. We appreciate each and every one of you who took the time out of your night to join us today. And thank you, Josh, for taking time out of our night, I guess, to come live with me and tell everybody all about this planning stuff. So again, thanks again. We will see you guys next week, which I'm going to have Kristen and Travis Butler on with me next week to talk about social media. So we'll get into that next week. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.